veteran. During his lifetime, he has touched many people, including those who didn't want to be touched. Oh, boy. Give it up. Just lock your daughter up somewhere, would you please? Clap, everybody, for Todd Harpo Joseph. Todd Harpo Joseph. Come on up here and touch me. There you go. All right.
New York, how we doing? Yeah. My name is Harpo. I am 50% compliance professional, 43% Muppet, and 7% white trash. And I'm here to tell you about the 7%. Yeah. It get started when I was younger, had kooky parents. When everybody else, all the kids were getting baseball gloves and bicycles, my parents bought me a Snoopy Beach metal detector. I was that 8-year-old kid you saw at Fort Myers looking for change with his family. But Dad was cool. He gave me 10%. Cool family. My parents were really kooky. They were really about safety and preparation. I was getting ready to go on my first plane trip, and Mom was concerned I wasn't prepared to pee during turbulence. So every Sunday after church, they'd take me down the nearest porta pot, lock me in, and shake the living shit out of me. I'd get really into it. Dad would make airplane noises. Shh. Mom would act like she's a flight attendant. The seatbelt sign is illuminated. Return to your seat. Return to your seat. I can't return to my seat, Mom. I'm peeing all over myself. But it didn't get any better when I got older. Went on my first international flight, got the warm cloth, followed my instincts. Took my shirt off, started scrubbing on my pits, scrubbing on my back, had my hand down my pants, taking care of that butt sweat. 18-hour flight. Who doesn't get a little butt sweat? You should have seen the look of the lady sitting next to me. There was no fighting over the middle armrest after that. So I inherited my parents' kooky sense of preparation. So in high school, I was horrible with the ladies, but it wasn't due to lack of preparation. Every Friday night at the Joseph house, I did condom practice drills. Lights down, lava lamp up, black light posters booming, made the waterbed extra wavy to increase the level of difficulty, reached back for my secret stash of glow-in-the-dark condoms, run over here, turn my timer on, tried to beat last Friday's record. I can never get those on, end up shooting these condoms across the room like rubber bands. Then also to prepare for my dream fantasy of getting tied up by some model, I would practice putting them on with my toes. But that was always weird. But it's weird. The beds I had growing up seemed to influence the women I dated. For example, when I had this water bed, I was dating a girl that was a swimmer. And generally, I've always been bad in water. So she wouldn't hook up with me unless I wore floaties. Arm floaties. Further, worse yet, she made me shave my legs. She said it would improve my performance. Oh, man. But things got a little bit better in my 20s. I was what you would call an Olympic dater. Had one date every 4 years. So I'm from Indiana originally, and I'd hit on every girl in the Midwest and struck out, so I had to try a new region. And I met this girl from the South. She's like, I'm from Kentucky, and I like chicken, football, and beer. I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. I'm not here to talk poetry. But this girl, I'm taking her to all these nice restaurants, nice dates, fellas. I'm not getting any loving. So I'm like, I got to think outside the box. So one night, in a twisted fit of rage, I got a bucket of original KFC, and I rubbed that shit all over my chest. Next, I soaked my balls in Kentucky bourbon. Yes, this is the soaking procedure. When I picked her up that night on the date, she attacked me like a crazed dog in heat. She never had bourbon balls like these. Fellas, the moral of the story, sometimes you gotta think out of the box and think of the bucket. So this young lady and I, our relationship progressed, and I told her I was ready to take the next step. She's like, I'm ready to get married too. Like, oh, easy, Tiger. Ready to make love in 3D. Yep. So we got buck naked and put on our Avatar movie glasses. I was certain my penis was going to look bigger than the Statue of Liberty. Sadly, it didn't. Unfortunately, folks, in 3D, I found out I'm 3 times as bad as normal. Man, it was awful. Well, this young lady, she's now become my wife, and she keeps everything creative and fun in bed, which I appreciate that. I read that David Beckham got his right leg insured. Well, my wife's so good in bed, I got her vagina insured by Lloyd's of London. Fellas, you got to protect your assets. Oh, great. Well, thank you guys very much. You can catch me every Monday night at Arby's, 5 for 5. Thanks to Lindsay and everyone. Peace.
Todd Harpo Joseph, all the way from Denver, Colorado. Todd Harpo Joseph. And he brought his lovely wife with a insured vagina with him. That is good. You're learning all sorts of interesting things tonight, aren't you? With what you can do with bourbon and what kind of insurance policies you can get and how some people sweat on airplanes. All right. You guys are fun. Contestant number 5. He's a forensic investigation professional with Navigant Consulting. You might have also seen him on the first season of The Amazing Race on CBS. He was also the co-star of a travel adventure show on Discovery Channel, and he's in an upcoming short film, the 2012 Tribeca Film Festival. How about a big hand, everybody, for Kevin O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor, everybody. Keep it going for Ray Allen, everybody, huh? How about our host? Who's better than him? So the most ironic thing about this evening, all the compliance professionals not complying with the light. That's the best part. How's about that? So everybody strap on your seatbelts. There's a chubby comic on stage. Right? Because you know those are always the best. But I wore a dark shirt tonight because they say the dark colors are very slimming. And so when I stand sideways, you can almost see right through me. What you can't tell, however, is that my pants are on so tight, my head's going to explode like Osama bin Laden in a Pakistan safe house. Oh, what? What, too soon? Too soon? Fuck him! Come on. I actually dated a girl whose father was in the Taliban. Funny story. Yeah. It was back in college. And so, you know, we used to hang around her house quite a bit, you know, study and stuff, but it was always very difficult because of all the random ticking going on in the background. Every now and again, her father would say, "Holy shit," we'd all have to run out of the house, where, of course, I'd step in camel poop. Yeah. And it all ended one summer when the father came to me and he says, "Hey, listen," he says, "I'd like you to come work for me. I got a job for you." And I was like, "Oh, great. You know, what does it pay?" He says, No. He says, "You're going to be rewarded greatly." And I looked at him. I'm like, "Listen, buddy, the only virgin I'm interested in seeing is your daughter." Needless to say, the end of the relationship. Everybody doing some Dodd-Frank preparedness work? Yeah, huh? Isn't it great, compliance professionals? We always create new shit to make money. It's awesome. Yeah, this is great. So, you know, the problem with Dodd-Frank, you know, like we're seeing with our clients, we always say that we're seeing with our clients. Problem is that the people who are actually calling in with the information, they're not big on the 90-day waiting period for their money because, you know, the people with the intimate knowledge about the drug dealers typically have heroin balloons shoved up their ass. They're not big on waiting. Yeah. So this is great. Everybody comes together tonight for a great cause. We have a lot of laughs, right? Everybody's having a good time.
When I first heard about it, I said, you've got to be kidding me. America's funniest compliance professional. I mean, isn't this like, the most eligible Star Trek groupie? Same thing, right? Gotta be. Same deal, only better. And donating money, which is great. Anybody here have kids? Yeah, all right, good. Super. I actually have 3-year-old triplets. How's about that? Yeah, no, don't applause. No, really. No, don't applause. They're a pain in the ass. I gotta be honest with you. Big pain in the ass, 3 times the size, but they're awesome. And what's funny is that when you're becoming a parent for the first time, everybody always tells you the silly stuff, the simple stuff like, ooh, you're gonna do diapers, ooh, bottles, blah, blah, blah. No one prepares you for the really serious stuff, like putting sunscreen on a toddler. For those of us who are parents, putting sunscreen on a 3-year-old is like giving an enema to a tiger in a phone booth. No one prepares you for that. The other thing, I'm like a maniac when we go to a public bathroom. I'm like, don't touch that. Get away from there. Don't put that. That and when kids pick stuff up. I'm near fainting when my kids pick stuff up. My kids put more things in their mouth than a sorority on spring break. Oh! All the sorority girls booing. Mm-hmm. Sure. But the one thing they tell you about kids is patience, right? And patience is very difficult because it's high stress all the time. There's always something going on. Great thing happened the other day. I'm in the middle of giving the kids their, tubby time, right? So everybody's getting tubby time. So the first one gets out. They go on their way, go running into their bedroom. Daddy, I need pajamas. Now I got one in the tubby, and I'm like, I'm trying to scrub them up and wash them off and everything, blah, blah, blah. The other guy comes in and he says, Daddy, I got to do a poopy. I'm like, all right, so sit on the toilet. So, it's like, Daddy, wipe my behind. I said, listen, Colin. I said, I'll tell you what, give me a broom, I'll stick it up my ass and sweep the floor. He looks down, he says, Daddy, there's nothing wrong with the floor. Listen, you guys are a great audience. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Kevin O'Connor, everybody. Kevin O'Connor. There you go. Your final contestant of the evening. And after he performs, we have another professional comedian here to perform for you. But you are going to enjoy this man. He's a manager at a large accounting firm. He specializes in financial investigations. He'll be talking to you after the show. Previously, he worked as a compliance manager at a large pharmaceutical manufacturer. And in his prior life, he was a professional indoor soccer player. And he enjoys collecting bugs, eating out of public trash cans, and farting. So I assume he's single. Clap, everybody, for Bill Coleman. Bill Coleman, everybody. Bill Coleman.
Yeah. Woo. I'm a little nervous. I have to pee. I'll be right back. Hey, Ray. Where's Ray? Did he leave? Fuck, he's fast. Hey, dude, thanks for keeping the mic stand warm with your dick. That was cool, thanks. Hey, by the way, I went on Google, and a compliance professional is somebody who likes to fight crime and eat pussy. Fuck the Frank Dodd act. My name is Bill, and I'm an accountant, which is just an actuary with a personality. Usually somebody throws a pair of pennies at me when I open that. I'm a little nervous. It's only my second time on stage with my clothes on, so. How is everybody tonight? Huh? You having a good time? In the last comics, we didn't have a good time. Woo! No, shut the fuck up. I mean, one at a time, starting with you. How are you tonight? Am I good? Yeah. All right, that didn't go so well. Is this thing on? I went to a Justin Bieber concert the other day. Yeah, a little Beaver fever. It's one of the drawbacks of dating a 12-year-old. But I downloaded a bunch of his stuff onto my iPod, or as I like to call it, my Izzle Pizzle. I downloaded